The day began with a heavy stillness, the air thick and unmoving, as if the entire village was caught in a moment of anticipation. Every sound seemed muffled, every movement slow, as if the world itself was waiting for something to break the tension. Above us, the sun was hidden behind a dense blanket of grey clouds, casting a soft, diffused light over the land. The sky looked heavy, swollen with the promise of rain, and the usual brightness of the morning was replaced by a gentle gloom. Even the animals seemed to sense the change in the air. Goats and chickens moved slowly, their usual energy subdued, while villagers paused in their routines, glancing upward as if searching for a sign. It was as though the whole village held its breath, united in silent expectation. Then, suddenly, a single drop of rain landed on a banana leaf, a tiny, clear bead that quivered for a moment before sliding off. The small sound it made was enough to break the silence, a gentle tap that signaled the beginning of something new. More drops quickly followed, each one adding to a growing rhythm. Soon, the rain turned into a steady, determined drumming on the tin and thatched roofs, filling the air with a soothing, familiar music that echoed through the village. The smell of petrichor rose up from the earth, rich and earthy, as the ground finally drank deeply after a long, parched wait. The soil darkened, soaking up the life-giving water, and the promise of renewal seemed to hang in the air. Children paused their games, their laughter fading as they turned their faces skyward, eyes wide with wonder. Some stretched out their hands to catch the cool drops, while others simply stood still, letting the rain wash over them, feeling the cool promise of relief and play. Outside, the world blurred at the edges, washed clean by the falling water. Small rivers formed in the muddy pathways, carving new routes through the village, carrying away dust and leaving behind a sense of freshness and possibility. The rain was gentle, life-giving, and the leaves glistened with tiny jewels of water. Each droplet caught the light, sparkling like precious stones, a reminder of nature's quiet beauty and resilience. Inside our home, the sound of rain became a comforting music, a steady backdrop to our day. The walls seemed to hold us closer, cocooning our family in warmth and safety as we listened to the gentle symphony outside. It was a day for staying close, for sharing stories and laughter, for finding comfort in each other and the shelter of our home. The rain outside made the indoors feel even more precious, a place of togetherness and peace. The rain was a gift, a gentle blessing that set the stage for the quiet rituals of a day spent together. As the world outside was renewed, so too were the bonds within our home, strengthened by the simple joy of being together as the rain fell softly all around us. With the rain's arrival, my mother, Adana, moved with calm purpose, her steps sure and measured even as the earth softened beneath her feet. The rain, a steady drumbeat on the rooftops, seemed to call her forward, as if the whole village paused to watch her journey. She paused at the doorway, smiling at the rain that promised good harvests. The scent of wet earth mingled with the freshness of the downpour, and for a moment she let herself savor the hope that each raindrop brought. Her eyes sparkled with memories of seasons past, of laughter and abundance. Turning from the door, she signaled the start of a special meal, her hands moving with a grace that spoke of years spent nurturing her family. Her call was gentle but firm, a summons that drew us all from our corners of the house. The kitchen, a simple lean-to of thatch and mud, was the heart of our home. Its walls, though humble, held countless stories of meals shared, secrets whispered, and lessons learned by the flicker of firelight. She retied her wrapper, picked up her worn basket, and selected the best yams, her fingers moving deftly over each one. Every choice was deliberate, a silent promise that today's meal would be made with care and pride. "Neka, bring the water pot. Chinadu, check the firewood," she instructed, her voice steady and reassuring. We listened, eager to help, knowing that each task brought us closer together, weaving us into the fabric of family life. We knew our roles. The kitchen became a place of shared purpose. Laughter and chatter filled the air as we worked side by side, peeling, chopping and stirring, each of us contributing our small part to something greater. On rainy days we were a team, each of us part of the meal's creation. The sound of rain on the roof was our music, and the warmth of the fire our comfort. Even the youngest found ways to help, eager to be included in the ritual. My mother entered her domain, the air already warm with lingering scents of past meals. The smoke curled lazily toward the rafters, carrying with it the memory of spices and simmering stews, a reminder of the many hands that had cooked here before. She set the basket down, took a deep breath, and began her work as the rain intensified outside. The world beyond the kitchen faded away, leaving only the rhythm of her movements and the promise of a meal that would bring us all together. This was her sanctuary, where she would prepare a feast to chase away the chill. Here, she was both artist and provider, transforming simple ingredients into dishes that warmed both body and soul. Surrounded by her pots and pans, she was queen in her kingdom. Each clang and sizzle was a note in her symphony, every movement a testament to her love and skill. The kitchen's warmth and her love would soon fill our home, turning a rainy day into a celebration of family, tradition, and the simple joys of being together. The first task was preparing the yams, a ritual that marked the beginning of every special meal in our home. The yams, freshly harvested from the farm, were laid out on the wooden table, their rough brown skins still dusted with earth. My mother peeled and chopped the tubers with practiced hands, revealing their white flesh. Each slice was precise, her fingers moving quickly, a skill passed down through generations. The sound of the knife against the yam was sharp and steady, echoing softly in the kitchen. She boiled the chunks over a fire Chinedu had built, the kitchen filling with the earthy scent of yams. The steam curled up from the pot, mingling with the cool morning air, while the fire crackled beneath, warming the space and drawing everyone closer. My father brought out the old wooden mortar and pestle, placing it at the center of the kitchen. The mortar was heavy and worn smooth from years of use, a silent witness to countless family meals and celebrations. When the yams were soft, my mother scooped them into the mortar. The steam rose in gentle clouds, and the anticipation in the room grew as everyone gathered around, eager to help or simply watch. The rhythmic thud of the pestle began, the heartbeat of a special meal. Each strike was strong and sure, echoing through the house and out into the yard, calling even the neighbors to listen. She pounded the yams, her body swaying with effort, transforming them into a soft, sticky dough. Her movements were almost like a dance, graceful and powerful, as the yams slowly changed texture beneath the pestle. Occasionally she'd wet her hands, turning the dough to keep it smooth. The water helped to blend the yams, making the dough elastic and glossy, just the way we liked it. The sound was comforting, a familiar music promising delicious pounded yam. It was a sound that meant home, warmth and togetherness, filling us with memories of past meals and laughter. Each strike was a step closer to the meal we all anticipated. The children watched with wide eyes, sometimes taking turns with the pestle, their laughter mixing with the steady rhythm. The kitchen was alive with effort and expectation. Everyone had a role, from fetching water to stirring the pot, and the sense of community was as nourishing as the food itself. Soon, the pounded yam would be ready to share, a meal that brought us together, filling our bellies and our hearts with comfort and joy. While the yam was pounded, another pot simmered on the fire. My mother started the egusi soup with red palm oil, onions and ground crayfish, filling the kitchen with rich aromas. She added ground melon seed paste, forming soft balls in the bubbling broth. A bit of saved meat stock deepened the flavour, followed by bitter leaf and fresh spinach from our garden. The soup's colours and scents mingled, promising a meal to remember. The rain's rhythm outside blended with the bubbling and sizzling inside. My mother tasted and adjusted the soup, adding salt or pepper as needed. Each ingredient was chosen with care, each step deliberate. The soup grew richer with every minute, a pot of pure comfort. Soon it would be perfect. We children had our roles in the rainy day ritual. Neka fetched water from the rain barrel, careful not to spill a drop. Chinedu tended the fire, adding wood just right to keep it steady. My job was to clean the enamel plates and prepare the washing bowl for our hands. Each task, though small, made us feel important and connected. We learned responsibility and teamwork, watching our mother's skill. Our efforts wove together, making the meal possible. These jobs taught us the value of work and the joy of helping. On that cosy afternoon, we were bound together by purpose. My father, Obinna, did not cook, but his presence was vital. He sat near the entrance, mending a fishing net with practiced hands. His quiet watchfulness anchored our family, offering silent approval as we worked. He observed each of us, his eyes gentle and reassuring. The rain kept him from the fields, so he prepared for future days. His work was a promise, just as my mother's cooking was the present. Occasionally he and my mother shared a wordless glance, partnership in action. His steady presence made our home feel safe and whole. As the afternoon wore on, the house filled with wonderful smells. The egusi soup's rich aroma wrapped around us, layered with the starchy scent of pounded yam. Gentle wood smoke lingered, a reminder of warmth and life at our core. These scents were more than cooking. They were the essence of home and love. Even the fresh smell of rain drifted in, mingling with the food. The combination was unforgettable, a perfume of comfort and belonging. These were the smells we'd miss most when away. On this rainy day, they signaled safety, care, and the promise of a delicious meal. When the pounding stopped and the soup was ready, my mother's voice called us. "It is ready," she said, and we gathered, excitement building. My father washed his hands, then we children followed, scrubbing clean in warm water. My mother and Neka brought the food, soup steaming in its pot, pounded yam, smooth and white. She served generous portions, the colours vibrant against our plates. We sat in a circle on the floor, the rain's rhythm our background music. The kerosene lamp cast a golden glow, shadows dancing on the walls. In that circle, worries faded, only family and food mattered. Before eating, my father prayed, thanking God for rain, food and togetherness. We all murmured, "Ise," gratitude filling the room. The prayer sanctified the meal, turning it into a true communion. The moment was sacred, a pause before the feast. We were ready to share in the warmth. Then we ate. We used our right hands to break off pieces of pounded yam, dipping them into the rich egusi soup. The first taste was an explosion of flavour, soft yam, spicy, savoury soup. Conversation faded as we focused on the food and the pleasure of eating. The only sounds were the rain, the clink of plates and quiet sighs of satisfaction. Each bite was a reminder of my mother's care and love. Warmth spread through us, chasing away the chill of the rain. I looked around at my family, content and illuminated by lamplight. When the food was gone, we leaned back, full and happy. My father nodded thanks to my mother, her smile the reward. Sheltered from the storm, we were nourished in body and spirit, bound by the ritual of a shared meal.